See, if we see the 5G expansion and the requirement of spectrum, there is a mismatch. The amount of spectrum that is required for the number of operators and for the territory that we have to cover, we are not getting the right type of spectrum. The 5G rollout is mainly happening in the 3.3, 3.6 gigahertz range, and that is where we require 2 gigahertz if we have to optimally go and roll out 5G. Unfortunately, in the last auction, we could get only 800 megahertz, which means we are at deficiency of 1200 megahertz. And that is the reason when we said that we want the 6 gigahertz spectrum to be reserved for IMT, this is looking at the future. Because if there has to be an effective rollout of 5G in the mid band, and mid band is the one that we are talking about, therefore the spectrum requirement will be met fully by taking 1200 megahertz from 6 gigahertz range and give it for IMT. So that is the reason why we are asking for that type of spectrum. Going forward beyond that, even if you look at the US experiment, they had delicensed 6 gigahertz, and that is being cited as the reason why Indian entities are asking for delicensing. But if you see a newspaper item of yesterday, they themselves are now regretting that why did they delicense 6 gigahertz and now they are not getting adequate spectrum. And they are going back to the government asking them, the US government, to vacate their slots in 6 gigahertz so that the IMT people can use it and give effective 5G rollout. Now, if this is happening for 5G, what will happen for 6G? The requirement of spectrum 6G is going to be even higher. And therefore, the government has to look at future and see that what is the projected requirement rather than getting distracted by areas which are actually not progressing the way IMT is. So we require higher spectrum ranges in for 6G rollout, because the ranges that we required in 6G will be shorter, but the capacities will be higher. So the spectrum which is in the higher ranges will be required at that point of time. And we have to start planning now. Technology companies are asking for 6 gigahertz for Wi-Fi, but please ask them that have they been able to utilize the already delicensed bands. They have not been able to utilize the previously delicensed bands. So why are they asking for more spectrum? And now, if you go into future, the facilities which can be offered by 5G are at par with what were being offered by Wi-Fi inside a building. So if you as a subscriber are getting some facilities, the type of bandwidth that you desire out of a mobile solution rather than a Wi-Fi solution, I ask you, what would you prefer? Obviously, you will prefer a mobile solution. So the priority should go to IMT, to the mobile solutions. Wi-Fi should now start increasingly looking at frequency agnostic technology, and that they are emerging with that. They are coming out with Wi-Fi 7. Wi-Fi 7 is frequency agnostic. Now that is where both can co-live. So the spectrum which is required for IMT should be given for IMT, because this is a technology which is emerging, which is going to be used much more than Wi-Fi. I'm not saying Wi-Fi is going to die down, but they should go into an area where they are not so much bothered about spectrum. First, utilize what is given to you as unlicensed. They have not been able to utilize that. Then go into devices which are agnostic of spectrum. Then both can coexist very well.